Hello.
Might have her join
Everybody,
in.
how we doing? Thinking Game Podcast. We about to jump it off. What we talking about today is community struggles that's not talked about. Or people talk about it quietly. They don't want to talk about it in the open. But we're going to talk about it today. But before we get into that, though, we got some warm-up topics we're going to get into. But I want to say shout out to wife for planning a DC trip. We was there for like 9 days, really 7 days, because we had to drive 2 days. We spent for driving, but 7 days. Daughter was in the leadership program, and we did some touring around the city. Let me tell you something, man. You got to be in shape, man. If you think the Big Damn Bridge is a lot of walking, you go to DC if you want to. Walking the Big Damn Bridge is like walking to a museum. And then you got to walk back to the car. Whether if you park in the deck. Because if you park on the street, you only get 3 hours, and they charge you for it. And I think they can tow your car, too. And it be wreckers on deck. They be waiting for it, too. They squatting. Parking deck is like $16 an hour or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Or if you do it early in advance, that's why I say shout out to wife. She did a lot of this stuff in advance. They'll charge you like a rate a day, like maybe $20 a day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And
16 hours.
yeah. So man. And they got some. The closer it is, the more it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or more, they say upscale, or you know what I'm saying. It costs more. Like if, let's say we went to the wharf, the pier or something like that, where like Hell's Kitchens was.
Mm-hmm.
That parking deck was more. I think we almost paid $30 for there. We was probably in there for like maybe three or 4 hours, maybe something like that. Maybe 3 hours, something like that. But yeah, the walking is crazy though. You got to be in shape, or it's gonna kick your butt.
Put on your
About the third or
walkers.
fourth day, you gonna feel like you walked a marathon or something. So. But
Uh,
yeah, guys, we
that's
finna get
what's
ready to laugh a little bit. How'd your week go, Pierre? Was it got the cutting grass, man? The heat was it kicking your butt, man, this week?
man. Yeah, it was a little rough when I wasn't starting till like 6 or 7 o'clock in the
Yeah,
evening, and
yeah,
only doing one, but we knocked out about 5 or 6 Saturday to make up for it.
yeah. That's
Hmm.
what's up. But yeah, guys, we finna get right into it, man. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff that I may be late to the party, but rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, man.
Hey man, hey.
So we talk about Hulk Hogan. There's many legacies, right? You got Hollywood Hogan. You got Hulk Hogan. Yeah, brother. Hulk's the maniac, brother. And then you got the MAGA Hulk.
Oh man, I
We're
think.
talking about MAGA mania, brother.
Yeah,
Oh man, do we got a mixed legacy, man? I guess it depends on how much you
yeah,
like him.
yeah,
Some people think he was. They separate. They say he a great wrestler,
yeah,
but he was a racist outside the
mm,
ring. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when you talk about community problem, I think everybody kind of deal with that. Like he said, he didn't want his daughter dating a black guy,
yeah.
stuff like that. But if he lived in Florida, I mean, he lived
Man.
close to Opelika and Liberty City. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he was in those areas.
He lived in Florida, didn't he?
Yeah, but it wasn't there. I think it was
But
like,
it's amazing how like dudes' daughters like that live in the rich area, they gravitate to the pork and beans area. It's kind of weird, but Uh, but what do you think, bro? What you think his legacy is, man?
man, I think it got tarnished at the end, but
He got taunted in because he made that video. Dude paid
yeah,
him. That's
yeah.
what he said. He paid him to say it. Nah, you said that too easy. Somebody to pay you to say it.
But I kind of understood where he coming from. Don't nobody want their daughter they know, not just black person, but a person that ain't doing nothing with their life. But
I think in every culture though, they just don't say it out loud. They
hmm
don't like their cultures intermixing sometimes. Like you don't see Egyptians date outside. It's probably very rare.
yeah,
You don't see Indian, and there's nothing wrong with them. No one. Let me say that first. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just telling you the stuff you see every day. you're not gonna see too many Indian, women date outside of the culture of Indian. You know what I'm saying? It's very few. It's like very small percentage. Um, some people in regular black family, you bring, you better know what you're doing. You bring a white woman, you better know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Well, you in the South, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of history behind that. It's a lot of it's just a lot
Mm-hmm.
of stuff behind it. You know what I'm saying? That people don't really. You think about like say Emmett Till. You think about it should be a time where interracial dating was illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it really wasn't that long ago. That's
It
the crazy
really wasn't
part.
that long ago. Sure.
It really wasn't that
That
long
was the
ago.
that's
You
what them
mess
old
around and get
folks.
killed. You mess around and get killed looking at a white woman, man. He looked at me. Oh, we're going to get him.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Them old
saying? We
folks
just looked
used to
at
be
that.
like,
Yeah,
you can't use my comb. Don't bring him home. I was like, what?
yeah. We was looking at the Emmett Till exhibit, even though it took a long time to get to it. But when we got there, my mom wanted to see it.
Hmm.
Um, his mom sent him down to the south because she lived in
Hmm.
Chicago. Sent him down
Hmm.
south to be with his uncle. Most families do that. They send their kids, see family in the summer. It's
Yeah.
it's a tough situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when they explain the story, a lot of people say what they would have done, but you didn't live in that time. A lot of dudes didn't have guns like that back then. You didn't even have the resources to even buy a gun back then like that. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? And when they coming up to the door with a pistol and rifle saying, where he at? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that what they would have done, but you don't really know what you would have done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
And they was
his
gone for
uncle,
so
I'm pretty,
long.
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know, like, I don't know. I think his uncle probably knew. It's like, what can you really do? You know what I'm saying? Because some people say I would have died too. You could have too. I mean, it's so many options you could have took, but you really don't know what option you would have picked. A, B, C, or D. You know what I'm saying? You don't know until you in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So tough situation though. They said they beat him so bad you couldn't even, his face wasn't even noticeable. Man, it's like I seen a preacher say sometimes some things people do is it's not even them. It's the ideology that they carry in their head that make them think that it's cool to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like it's past the individual. Now it's getting into the ideas that they was raised up on. It's been passed down. Um, but just not to even have a conscience to know when to stop. You just do it until you tired. I guess I don't know, but it's pretty crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But how did we even get here? That's crazy. We just
I
got there,
don't
but
know. Don't know.
yeah. Well, everybody love Hulk Hogan. They saying he racist, but I guarantee
Yeah.
you, 90% of black people
Mm.
love Hulk Hogan. I like the
Mm.
bad guys better. I liked them better when he was Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like that Hulk Hogan coming down the ring. You fight Andre the Giant. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? People gonna be sitting
Hey
there.
man.
Yeah, brother. What are you gonna do when the Hulkstermaniacs get a hold of you, brother?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's definitely gonna be a mixed legacy though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Jay, what's going on, baby? What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's
What's
happening?
up,
Yeah.
So what you think?
world?
What you think about Hulk Hogan, man? You think he got a mixed legacy, man? You see, we got three versions. We got the Hollywood Hogan, Hulk Hogan. He got the MAGA Hogan, right?
Yeah, I think if you'd have died earlier in his career, we would have remembered just the wrestling. But
Mm.
unfortunately, he died after he said all those things about black people, and he went mega, um, and as far as wanting his daughter not to marry or have procreate with African Americans. People remember that. But
Mm-hmm.
I would personally try to remember the Hulk Hogan that I saw on TV.
Do you think in the community though, a lot of communities feel like that? Not just they just don't say it out loud though. They don't like people to
Oh,
procreate outside their community.
Yeah, a lot of people do think
He
like
just got
that.
caught doing it on camera. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no way to clean that up. It's no way that sounds
it ain't.
good. You
It's just
can't
it is
say,
what it
but
is. Yeah.
I mean, I like them. You know, I just don't want my daughter with them. Like what? You know, it just sounds bad.
It's a preference though, right? Is it more preference or is it racist?
It's a preference that if it's a racist preference. I'll say it like that. Because you don't want your preference is you don't want your child to procreate with another race because of some preconceived notion you have of them.
Yeah. Like I said, living in the South, we deal with that kind of stuff all the time,
Yeah,
When I
I
was in
mean,
DC
it's like,
though, it was very diverse. It was very diverse in DC. You see like, Wesley Snipes looking dude with a Japanese wife, you know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
see that kind of stuff a lot, but you ain't gonna see that down south in Arkansas. You ain't gonna see, you know, not too many, like 1% that you may see that, but you ain't gonna see it like like a 40 percentile, mix kind of deal. Depending on where you at. I know Sherwood is kind of diverse.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
but with
Like on the
that,
south side, the southwest though, it's black and white. Only Chinese people you see that own a hair store, you know what I'm saying? And they leaving, and she leaving out the hood.
Going straight to my mill.
yeah, and
Man,
but you see the people like that, um, they see other races like dogs. I don't treat them bad, but they're not equal to what I have. They don't think the same, uh, and that's what racism is.
yeah, and I think too, like we was talking about before you came on, there's a lot of things from the south. Like sometimes even in the black culture, it you know some families don't too much care for it. I mean, they ain't gonna say it out loud, but because they don't understand when you get in certain situations, they're not gonna understand the plight or the things that you deal with on a daily basis because um, they haven't grew up in the culture that you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with race issues and dealing with stuff like that. They kind of insensitive to it. You know what I'm saying? Even when you got homeboys that's not your color, you could be at work and they'll see the disadvantage or they'll see the crazy stuff, but they can't say nothing because it's like, am I gonna alienate my team to be on your team? And now I'm in the same place you are
Yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to see it like that, but that's just the truth. You just gotta be able to, process that information and understand that it's all good till you really got to pick teams. And then you start seeing the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like I see your problems you dealing with, but I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna enjoy my privilege. I'm not
Because
gonna.
black dudes are racist too. Yeah, black dudes are racist too. They say, hey
we can't
guys,
be
I
we
really love you, but hey, I'm Team Benton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can't be racist. We can be prejudiced. We can't be racist.
Man, I'm
yeah.
talking
Hey,
about as
but
far as like when they picking teams. I'm talking about when they picking teams. I'm
yeah,
from
some
Bauxite
black
guys.
people
I grew up
want
in
to move.
Bauxite guys. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they want to move to Bend and start acting funny. You know what I mean? Oh, those black people, it's a difference. You know, those are the N words.
Yeah. I never. I never go to K Hall. I don't know nothing about that. Man, you was just K Hall a couple months ago. Now you and Brian. You don't want to go to K Hall no more. Oh man, all right guys. This is funny. I don't know if y'all seen this, man. It says Hunter Biden. He gave a poetic crack articulation about how crack was.
What?
Kind of like P other podcasts. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Check this out, man. Ooh-wee.
Well, the only difference between crack cocaine and cocaine is sodium bicarbonate and
See, that sound like it's going to be good right there, though. The only difference is sodium.
water and heat. Literally,
That's it?
That's it.
And those things are pretty much free if you go to like a science store.
This is free. You can go to your neighborhood convenience store and just get. Anyway, I don't want to tell people how to make crack cocaine, but
He was about to have a flashback. Now, people, you got to understand, this is what you call a rich crackhead. This ain't a broke crackhead. You got to understand, like, people that ain't got the resources, you get stuck in that vortex of crack. He was able to get pulled out, but not everybody got that luxury. So I really want y'all to understand.
He ain't get pulled out. He's still in the trenches.
Literally is a mayonnaise
Still
jar,
in the
cocaine, and baking soda.
How different is the experience?
It's vastly, vastly different. And like for
Just
real,
wanna get poetic.
I feel really reluctant to kind of have some euphoric discussion. I know you're not asking me to do that, but have some euphoric discussion about crack cocaine.
I think this might be kind of the opposite here.
Okay, no, it's the exact opposite. I'm saying I don't want to have the experience of some euphoric.
I mean, you can look at his eyes. You could tell dude that tweaked out before, man. He could tell dude being out of space, man. Oh, man. He said it's euphoric, man. Oh, man. This is crazy, man.
Recall. That's how powerful crack cocaine is. Does crack cocaine make you act any differently? No. Is it safer than alcohol? Probably. People.
He said it's safer than alcohol, probably. Oh, man. Oh, man. Do y'all think crack's safer than alcohol?
Hey, it might be.
Oh, no,
It
man.
might
That's
be.
crazy.
He does have a point, though. I ain't gonna front.
Ain't
No.
no point to me.
Think of crack as being dirty? It's the exact opposite.
I ain't never seen somebody give another man oral sex for
Boy,
I mean,
Boy.
it might not be that extreme, but hey,
but it ends up leading to be that extreme, though.
hey, you might do somewhere else.
Unless you like him, you got
I
resources.
understand
You
people out
got
their mama for crack. I ain't seen nobody do that for alcohol.
boy for real.
When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combines with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smokable. That's all.
Boy, you got too much money.
When you can break it down and make it simple, when you make crack, you're burning off all the impurities.
Boy,
Boy, sound like Magic Johnson, man. Listen, man, if you best with more than one woman, man, just adds to the fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Wear a rubber. Why you gonna wear a rubber?
How did I miss
Takes away from the
that?
risk, man. Sometimes life's all about risk. You just got to roll the dice, man.
Oh, man.
You know, all of these actors and, you know, people in the past that talked about they had a problem with cocaine and freebasing. They were smoking crack.
So straw on the stove is the same thing.
Not exactly, but close to it. But
Not exactly, but close. You know what I'm saying?
Close to it.
Oh man, this dude
That
is
is
crazy, man. Yeah, man.
it's a little bit different. But anyway, my point about it, your point about it, which I think is true, is that there's a thing about crack that is really insidious. And what it is that anytime, you know, I think one of the reasons that they believe that smoking cigarettes is so addictive is because it combines three really important things. It's habit forming, there is an oral fixation, and there is a ritual combined with it. And so the idea of hand to mouth is a habit and a fixation
How
that we learn
dude is
very early,
able?
even
That
as
is
children.
insane.
With
How
a
he like
pacifier, with
makes
a
it
spoon,
sound so
with your
poetic to
thumb,
smoke
to
crack
even
is
to breastfeed.
insane.
Okay, so that, really, so I don't want to get into the psychology of it because I'm no expert, but I do know this, is that you combine with that ignition, combustion, and then you combine the ritual. You have your cigarette in the morning, you have your cigarette when you get out of the car, you have your cigarette with your coffee. Crack is that on steroids. It's over and over. There's ritual to it. There's a ritualized part of it. The combination of all of those addictive behaviors together becomes like really powerful. And the drug in and of itself is a more immediate euphoric sensation and connected to it than, in my experience, cocaine alone.
Does it require
So not only has he experienced crack, he talking about it's more of an experience than cocaine. Cause you know cocaine, you can only put in so much cocaine in your body. You mess around and die, overdose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, people, this is a rich crackheads. It's some crackheads that never did cocaine. They smoke crack, so they couldn't even give you this comparison. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
We're a
Yes.
convenience store with your coffee. Crack is that on steroids. It's over and over. There's ritual to it. There's a ritualized part of it. The combination of all of those addictive behaviors together becomes like really powerful. And the drug in and of itself is a more immediate euphoric sensation and connected to it than, in my experience, cocaine alone.
Does it require
You
more
use
frequency
before.
to maintain the high?
Yes.
Huh? You said what, Jay?
You keep using the word euphoric.
Man, that crackheads when they talk to crackheads before they say that kind of stuff, they say they say the first time they hit it, it's like it's like you floating in the clouds.
Dang.
Talking to the Charmin bear. Oh man, Snuggles talking to Snuggles, man.
So that's what they're telling you.
And the
euphoric.
capacity to use more than you could otherwise with powder cocaine, just physically to be able to ingest it.
So you're kind of saying that cocaine reaches a certain plateau of euphoria where you can't necessarily get any higher.
In my experience, yes. This is like a PSA. If you want to completely, utterly fuck up your life, you know, I don't think that anything is necessarily, oh, you do it once, you're addicted. But there's about the closest thing that statement could be true would be with crack cocaine.
Yeah. I think if you do it once, you gotta be careful. You don't know when you take that risk, you don't know what your body gonna react. You just don't know. So why take the risk? You know what I'm saying? It's probably a 1% of people, 100% of people that smoke crack, only 1% probably smoked it and didn't get addicted to it. They're like, you know what, I'm good. I don't want it no more. I've never seen somebody say I took one hit and say I'm good. It didn't taste right. I didn't like the texture of it. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You seen somebody been on the south side? You ever see somebody just hit that thing once and be like, yeah.
Not just once. There's plenty of people that have smoked and then they quit.
Yeah, but the road to quitting is insane.
No.
From what I hear, people that
Yeah.
done it, the road to quit. Like, this dude got the resources to really hide him away from it and get him out of that area. But if you live in the south side or southwest, in the neighborhood with the dope house, and you trying to quit, but the dope house is still right there and you still wherever you live at, that's really hard to quit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to move to Bryan, and it's probably somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? Some crackheads, you can move them to the middle of Nebraska, and they'll find where the crack house is in Nebraska, in a cornfield. You know what I'm saying?
They cut it with the corn. Hey,
Like, man, they sell crack out here in Nebraska? Yeah, man. It's crazy, but yeah, it's true. But yeah, that's pretty funny. And this is the president's son, man. He don't even realize, like, imagine smoking so much crack, you don't even care that your dad, you know, tainted his legacy, man. Pardon you. You know what I'm saying?
No, he was.
You don't even care about none of that.
No, he was getting that pure uncut.
Oh, man. Boy. He getting that stuff Walmart, the top shelf crack. This ain't Equate, dog. This the real stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Came from Saudi Arabia. We got this one.
This made with 93 octane. This made with 93 octane ether, man. This ain't that cheap stuff. This ain't that 89, man. You crazy? You know
Who said you can't get no higher, boy? Goodness.
That's what most of them say. That's like you try to reach that first high because they say the first high. That's what they say. I don't know. I ain't no smoking. I'm saying what they say according to them. When you hit that first time, you so high, you trying to find that one. I think what do you think for dudes? What do you think the equivalent to that is? Like if you don't do drugs, like some other vice, what do you think the equivalent to that is?
They say like 6, like the first orgasm. You know what I mean? Because your orgasm
without a condom, though. I'm talking
your
about first one without a
orgasm
condom.
kind of decreases when you get older. You know what I mean? Like you know, I bust.
That first CP though, yeah, it'll mess you up though. You 18, you know what I'm saying, your second or third time.
Nose wide open.
Yeah, boy.
If I can go back, take me back.
He said, take me back.
Yeah, that
Oh man.
probably what lead to cheating. That's right there.
It's only gonna take a minute. Just take me back. It's only gonna take a minute. But yeah, guys, that let you know what you think about that Hunter Biden, man. That poetic. You talking about a salesman for crack, man. That was pretty much it right there. It don't get no better than that, man. Man, that's crazy. All right, now let's get into the community stuff. I looked up some stuff online. Tell me what y'all think. It says in Pulaski County, 13.4% of the population experienced food insecurity in 2021, according to Stacker. I guess Stacker.com or so whoever did the study. This translates to roughly 53,400 people struggling to access adequate food.
Food
Do
insecurity.
y'all agree or disagree with
I
that?
agree.
What is food insecurity?
That's when you don't have access
You don't
to
know where your next
adequate
meal
food,
will come from.
a grocery store. So imagine if you live on Oak Street. What's the closest grocery store to Oak Street?
Mm, Probably Kroger on campus.
I'll wait. I know.
Hey,
8-1, close to them.
Kroger on Kavanaugh.
You got to go all the way to Asher, man. If you stay on Oak Street. There ain't even no Dollar General over in that area, I don't think. You might have to go to like 12th Street or something, you know what I'm saying? Go back towards that first gambling win. That's funny. He probably was talking about the other stuff. Man, shout out to Fam's funny picks, man. Shout out to Fams, man. But yeah, man, I know he talking about now that first gambling win. That's Fam. I think that's Fam, man. Shout out to Fam, man. Shout out to Fam, man. But yeah, man, you got to think, man. Like if you in 12th Street, Oak Street, Pine Street, any of those streets, bro. You know that grocery store closed on 12th Street. That was by AutoZone.
Yeah.
Used to be the city or something like that. Yeah, that thing closed down a long time ago. And the tough part, the other side of the coin is that if you try to open up a store, most are not all of those 53,000, but I bet you a majority of them, maybe let's say 60%, they can't even afford to grocery shop on a weekly basis like most people that's, somebody that's making over, 40,000 a year. Cause that's a bill. That's almost like a bill. When you under 40,000, grocery shopping is like a bill, man. You know what I'm saying? That could be as much as you paying a mortgage or rent, depending on how big your family is. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, they be grocery shopping. Be grocery shopping.
Because they got food stamps, but now I'm talking about if you got to pay it with your own cash. I'm talking about if you didn't have no food stamp card, which some people don't, they're making just enough where they can't get food stamps. But you got to survive on your own with the little money that you're making, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there, you know what I'm saying? I think I tried it once. They're like, no, you right at the line. I'm only making like $35,000 a year. What are you talking about? Well, the rules are the rules, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
And, grocery shopping is, back then it was kind of expensive. I can't imagine, you just alone by yourself, you can spend $200 in groceries, So I'm talking about basic stuff. I'm not talking about the extra stuff, So I'm talking about the basic stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
shit, you walk in the grocery store, that's $50 off top.
Off the rip, man. Just looking at it.
Just walking in, you gonna spend 50 off top.
So what do you think of some of the factors that contribute to this that may not be talked about on the surface? That many people don't have access to adequate food. It's like a two-sided coin when I read that.
Man, these poor ass jobs ain't paying enough, man.
Yeah, that's true too.
They ain't paying enough, but people do they spend money. They just they rather it's just cheaper to go out to eat.
But some people that live over there in the hood though, they can't even go out to eat, bro.
Boy, they be in there stealing.
That's one. Then that's the other side of the coin. You try to open up a store, you try to open up a business to help out the community, but they steal so much from you, you end up going out of business because you're not making a profit. You got so much stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But there's big grocery stores, but like small little stores like
even Dollar Generals. Ain't too many Dollar Generals
they
over there.
stealing out of there. They stealing out of there.
Yes.
They gonna
like
steal
the one on
out
Roosevelt. They still at the one on Roosevelt. There's no way they going in there being honest. The one on Roosevelt,
Which
You know
one?
what I'm talking about?
The one that closed or the one by MLK?
See, it was one that closed. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the one over
Oh
there
yeah,
by the
they.
jail.
Oh,
You know
oh
they
no
be
no
stealing
no.
up in there.
I'm talking about the one that had closed on man by man.
My man?
Yeah,
Over there by Horseman?
yeah,
Oh, by
boy, they was
Horseman.
hitting
Family
them.
Dollar? Yeah,
Man, they was
yeah.
hitting them something serious over
Yeah,
there.
100%.
Sure, but
And then it ain't nothing you could do. You don't want your worker to get killed or fight somebody
mm-mm.
because they trying to steal, the ham. You know what I'm saying? The cured ham out the freezer. No, they trying to feed they. It's a weird situation because it's like they trying to feed their family. They don't have the money. You got this store in there, taking money out the hood, but ain't putting nothing back into it. And you got so many different perspectives mixed in this pot of craziness, man. You know what I'm saying? And people wonder, like I say, Family Dollar closed. They probably was. I bet you they theft or shrinkage, whatever you call it, shrink numbers was way higher than they profit, bro. What they was
Way,
profiting, you know what I'm
I
saying?
know they was.
But people be saying that, but people will say that Family Dollar could have stayed open. No, they couldn't. From a business standpoint, they couldn't stay open because they
Not
too
there,
much shrink, man. You know what I'm saying?
cause you have to think like the homeless shelter ain't number like a block up. So of course, and then people,
Even that neighborhood right by it. I mean, Confederate, man. I mean, that
yeah,
neighborhood, that ain't Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying. And they got a whole like
Yeah.
little homeless camp over there, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but people have to think also like certain buildings, the big buildings that's on like the main streets, like 12th Street.
Yeah.
Those are like 4 or 5 different things before it was like a grocery store.
If it's still a grocery store, yeah. I say a lot of stuff's closing down. I don't know if people notice that, but I know I do. A lot of little businesses are closing. They're starting to get ready to close down or they're closing down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because money at
Cause
work.
fam said that's how they get folks to move out of those areas and turn around
Mm-hmm.
and buy them up.
Buy it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing, man. A lot of times people don't want to stack up their money to do it themselves though. Like Phil was saying, people prioritize where they put their money at. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I already
you
knew.
can't
I
get.
already knew what's.
Cause I used to think that too, but it's like if you've been living in that neighborhood for 15 years and you never level up, you never stacked money to buy something either through tax auction or some kind of auction or just buy some land in that area. Can you get mad if somebody else come do that? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I told you, man, if Boy Road, people that's been locked up and they come down 21st, they ain't the same area what
Boy,
y'all
it
know.
is not the same 21st
Really,
at
man.
all.
They got bright
I
colors
don't even
on.
think that building exists no more. They had the spray paint on there. Welcome to 21st Street. I don't even think that
Oh
building there
no,
no
this is
more. You
different.
know what
It's
I'm
a
saying?
whole
It's
little what you
gone.
call it?
That's an
It's
Airbnb now. That's an Airbnb now.
a brownstone over there, man. What are you talking about?
I don't how they started bulldozing the old
Yo, no.
Job Corps yet.
Uh-uh.
I
Mm-mm.
think somebody trying to buy it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody trying to buy that behind the scenes to do something with it.
Yeah, I think they want a
But
lot of
one
money
thing
for
I
it.
did notice when I was in DC though, I don't know if we can do that here because we just don't have enough population density to do that. But everywhere on the freeway is some kind of vertical, like they build like a high rise, like apartment complex, high rise hotel. I think even the Whole Foods was like up under a high rise. It's like a bunch of vertical stuff on along the freeway in
They, blo-
DC. Everywhere you
yeah, they,
go, it was some places in there you could tell where the hood was. It's not vertical at, and it's got like old housing projects like the duplexes and fourplexes and stuff like that. But
yeah, they
most
blocked
of
it.
it though,
They blocked it.
fam said nope. That's how Southwest is Little Mexico. They used to buy the pops, but like you said, nobody from the area was putting into it to buy from them same spots. Yep. Everybody want to move to Bryant. That's the
Mm,
effect. Everybody want to move to Bryant. Everybody want to move to Benton.
yep.
And they did that. But it'd be the same people complaining, talking about what happened to the community. You moved from it. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of stuff that nobody want to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Whew,
yeah.
I feel safer out here, man. They'll murk you in a subdivision just like they'll murk you in Southwest. It don't even matter about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. That's what people didn't know. That's why you ain't gonna see them just yet. Cause when
Yeah.
when they built that casino down there in Pine Bluff, it was supposed to be
Oh
on the
man,
river. It was supposed to be on the river here. That's what they was
what would they
petitioning.
build it at here? What would they have the room to build something like that here though?
Right over east. It was supposed to be over east. Uh, where they built where they tore down them apartments at.
Talking about Hanger Hill? Oh, you talking about by the airport?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Talking about the real projects? Yeah, the
yeah.
jungle.
You know they got boat docks over there, bro.
You know, I think the private airport owning land now.
Yeah, they own little
You know the one
bit.
do the private jets, Falcon Jet. I think it's over there by them. I think they own a lot of that now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you roll back there, they kind of expanded they
Mhm.
parking area now. No, they little drive, them little roundabouts and stuff, kind of
Yeah.
towards that way. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to say it was
yeah.
what, 6th Street or 9th Street? 6th Street.
And even in Pine Bluff, man, people better be careful, man, because they're gonna be careful. The Pine Bluff the casino gonna own Pine Bluff pretty much. They're gonna be people
That's
gonna get behind on their taxes. They gonna buy up all that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna send
where
their
the
lawyer
mall
to the auction and buy up all that.
like
You
where
know
the
how the
mall
auction
at.
game go. Yeah, I heard. Is the mall closed down? I heard the mall closed down in
It's
Pine Bluff.
barely holding on. I think it's maybe Dillard's
Yeah,
the only one that's really keeping it alive.
boy, and they probably because they own that section. That's why
Mhm.
too.
A nice
Yeah,
section.
yeah. Well, all right, guys, let's go to the next topic. This one's a real one, too. People don't talk about enough. It says approximately 6.2% of adult men in the U.S. experienced at least one major depressive episode in the past year, according to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health. You agree or disagree with that stat?
I don't know about the percentage, but I agree with it though.
I think it may be hard. Just a lot of dudes
Yeah.
don't even report. They ain't gonna report it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think There's a lot of things. Like, what do you think before I get into it? What's some of the factors you think that can lead to depression in men that most people don't know about or they don't talk about? Most men don't talk about.
Man, believe it or not, it's always that childhood trauma, man. From
Oh yeah, 100.
from the
percent
time you talk at what, 2 or 3 years old, they tell
hmm
you, shut up. You ain't supposed to cry. You're like, damn, I gotta hold this stuff in. Now you really depressed because you really can't express how you feel without being angry all the time.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It
yeah.
just depends.
I mean, it's like what you talked about last week. When you said like sometimes the kids just want a hug, but when you in a family, they don't do hugs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's just unfortunate. You know, you just gotta learn how to thrive, man. Like, I mean, I know I've been there a couple times, but learning how to thrive even when it's not a thrivable environment. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like a rose growing through concrete.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta learn how to thrive because, especially when you get a family, when you got people depending on you, when you single and you out there, on your own, it's a little different, but it's a lot of things though that I've seen. Either I've been through, people that has been around me been through. Like sometimes comparisons, you can't get into the comparison game. Like why does Pio got this, and this, and I don't got this, and this? You can't do that. That'll drive you to depression quick. Cause you don't know his situation, you know what I'm saying? He might have a different drive than you have based on things that he grew up experiencing, you know what I'm saying? You might not have that drive, you know what I'm saying? He may have took a different path than you wanted to take. I've seen people do that. They see the dude take the path, and because they didn't take it, they see him thriving, and like, dang, why I ain't thriving? You didn't even take a path. You didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they still won't stop a person from being depressed.
Anything. And it could be anything, though.
Dealing with the wrong people sometimes, man. You think these people your friends, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up, putting you in a situation that, man, you got to go through hell to get out of, you know what I'm saying? That happens too, you know what I'm saying? Don't get talked about enough, When I was working at Red Cross, I knew a cat that, read this comment real quick. It says most men are suffering from functional depression. Just like Peel said, we are told to hold it in and just build. Have to learn how to work through it. Yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to learn how to work through it because, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, not having a dad that young and you going through man stuff, it's hard to talk to your mom about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't talk to your mom like, how do I talk to 3 different girls at one time? You can't ask your mom that kind of question. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell your mom like, how do I get this girl to calm down so I could just, smash one more time? You can't talk to your mom about that. You know what I'm saying? And then just dealing with stuff like drama and stuff. Like, I think that's one thing, like, for me, right? I never seen somebody be healthily angry. If that makes sense. Every time somebody get angry, something crazy happens. Like, so how can you be angry, healthily angry, with nothing crazy happens, but you mad? And that's why I just don't even get caught up in drama, because it can go either way. You can get mad, you do something that you regret for the rest of your life, or you can get mad and say something that you regret. Somebody hurt, you cause somebody trauma just because you got mad for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody intends to do it, but you gotta build up that self-control. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing my mom always preached to me, man. You better have some self-control, man. You gotta have more self-control than that. She used to drill that in me. And then I started building on that concept. What does that mean to have self-control? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes walking away, some people think, wherever you grow up, as long as you grow up in the hood, walking away ain't a thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you gotta defend yourself. But sometimes walking away is the best thing, because 5 years from now, some people do that didn't walk away. They got to deal with some 5 years later because they didn't want to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got homeboys that grew up in the East End. My homeboy Lost, shout out to him, man. He said, Mike, I can't even go to the movies, man. I can't sit nowhere longer than 5 minutes because I got to worry about what's around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That happens, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, you put in pain to dudes. Some dudes don't forget that, man. They're going to get you back. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a honey badger. They might not get you back right then. Kind of remember on Belly when he made them strip in the basement. He waited till the end to get him at the end. And he didn't even get Bundy. He shot Nas. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. But, dude, that happens in real life, though. You know what I'm saying? You mess around and
just reacting off emotions. It'll mess you up a lot of times.
But when you in the hood, that's kind of how you taught. You got to react. I mean, when you surviving, that's kind of how you got to be. Unless you just make it up in your mind that you're not going to be like that. But then what comes with that is the ridicule. Oh, man, this dude's soft, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude
that's why I say it's a catch-22, because you still going to have to put some pause on somebody at least once.
Yeah,
at least once.
I know when I tell kids, when you become an adult, man, all that stuff, it don't be like that all the time. Unless you just looking for it, you know what I'm saying? You looking for that kind of stuff. But
it's more thinking
young,
now.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then, like I say, dealing with women, you mess with the wrong set. You can mess with the wrong set of women that could drive you into depression. Messing with gold diggers, man, you know what I'm saying? They know how to make you feel less than yourself, man, because you ain't making the money, you know what I'm saying? But that's what you like. You gotta know what it's not. Sometimes not about what you like. It's kind of like an NFL team. What's in your league, I guess. What you can manage and what you can maintain. But some dudes, talking to girls, they didn't get the girls, or they didn't get the girls that they wanted. And sometimes it's like, well, how does this dude get the girls? You don't know what this dude had to go through to talk to girls the way that he do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know his reputation. Sometimes some girls like the dudes that dog girls out, even though they sound unpopular. But I'm just telling you how it is out this world. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, don't be arrogant. I have most women that I talk to. They like dudes that's arrogant. They ain't gonna say it out loud, but they do admire the confidence, though. That's what kind of draws you to them. Some girls, you know what I'm saying? I think this generation is a little different, but I know we was coming up.
They ain't gonna care. This new generation, they ain't gonna care.
Dudes now a little bit different, but yeah, man, I was coming up, man. Arrogance, flash, you know what I'm saying? Being flashy, all that counted, you know what I'm saying? But some dudes that didn't have the resources or, things like that, sometimes I can see that driving them into a depression. Not having the financial means, growing up in, very humble situations, that can drive, because he's like, you don't know where to start. Like I said, I didn't start out rich. People think I started out rich. No, we didn't. My family just knew how to be thrifty with what they had, you know what I'm saying?
Make broke look good around this one.
My mom said, my grandma, I'm telling you, she would grocery shopping and go to the commodity. We was talking about that driving back. We used to go on family trips. My mom was like, telling my wife we used to go on family trips. My aunt Runel would fry the chicken, and my grandma would get the fresh ham. And then it's like, you want something to eat? She unlock that aluminum foil and get some chicken wings up out of there. They be cold too. They be good though. Yeah, man. So, like I say, man, I tell any guy this, man. What you think about this? If you don't pick the right woman that you want to commit to, man, that will drive you up the wall, man. A woman's gonna be who she is. You can't change that. You got to understand that by dealing with adults. You can't change how a person is. They have to want to change. You know what I'm saying? You have to see, do they have the ability to change? Some people don't have the ability to change. They're just gonna be who they are. It is what it is, and you got to make that choice. Am I gonna be with this person whether they change or not? You know what I'm saying? Can I live with what they are right now? If they never change, can I live with that? You know what I'm saying? Because there's some dudes that marry women, just don't get talked about. They're not good with the finance. You know, every time you look up, the money gone. You know what I'm saying? I know they always talk about the men, but it's women that do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Where the money go? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't want to hold down the house, you know what I'm saying? Because you get caught up in that the feminist movement, you know what I'm saying? I am a woman. I can do the same thing you do, you know what I'm saying? I'm your cover. I'm your leader, you know what I'm saying? Man, they'll drive you up a wall, man, you know what I'm saying? If you really, you know what I'm saying? But they don't get talked about enough, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna work out. That is not gonna work out.
But I'm saying, I mean, that sometimes some dudes that drive them into depression, man, because you got to deal with that. It's like a battle every day, and that's what I'm trying to tell. Dudes don't want to battle the world, battle at work, and then come home and battle, with your spouse or whatever. That will drive a dude so crazy so fast. You know what I'm saying? But like we just talked about though, some women they didn't grow up in the household where they saw, how their mom interacted with their father. What they did see was just her beating them down, talking crazy to him. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand you. Low down sucker. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But when it's good, it's
good. A lot
good.
of times, I'm very careful. Me and my wife, we are very careful about what we do in front of our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because kids, man, you don't know how they process information. They ain't going to tell you. They just see it and they process it. Like, my dad could do it. Maybe I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because my son, he mimic everything I do. It's so funny. He like a spitting image of me, man. So I got to be very careful about what I do. You know what I'm saying? And my wife, she's very careful about how she, talk to my daughter and what she do. What she present to her. You know what I'm saying? But back then, I don't know. I think it was more like do as I say, not as I do, kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
And that messed up a lot of people, man. Oh, but the crazy part is they'll say, I don't know where he got that from. That is so funny, man. When people say that.
Not me.
You know what I'm saying?
Not me.
I don't know
where he got it from.
I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah.
All right, now if we do a segment called the top 5 life skills, if we was talking to kids, let us know in the comments what you think. The top skill, number 1 skill, is communication. Effective communication, both verbal and nonverbal, is essential for building relationships, expressing needs, and understanding others. You agree with that?
Yep. Most definitely.
And I think that's one of the things that get lost sometimes growing up in the inner city is the communication to resolve issues. A lot of times you just focus on the problem and not the solution. Sometimes the communication is already written in the hoods. Like, if you steal from me, I got to do something to you. It ain't even no question. Some people want theirs like this, like, man, I can't worry about it, but different areas you in, you can't just let that go, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna open up a can of worms, people gonna keep doing it, you know what I'm saying? We talking about people that's not civilians though. We talking about in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Being able to talk to women as women, not like your homeboy. I struggled with that when I first got married. I was so used to talking to my homeboys and my brothers. I had to learn how to communicate as a husband to a wife. I had to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Nonverbal communication, very important. A lot of times people think, just facial expression is nonverbal, but when you wear a suit or whatever you wear is nonverbal. If you see a dude walking in the streets with black gloves, a black suit, hoodie on, even if you stereotyping the nonverbal, it just don't send off good signals. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he got on black gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you just got off work, man.
Hey man. But if it ain't got no ash or nothing on it, it ain't got no material on it, you know what I'm saying? You see a dude riding the Chevy Astro van with no windows that don't send off good communication cues with nonverbal, you know what I'm saying? But
Hey, maybe it's
even
crazy baby mama bust out his windows, man. You don't know.
I'm talking about the van with no windows though. It's just a door. It's just a solid door. Yeah, I'm talking about those kind. Them school district vans. You know, talking about those school district vans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Being able to articulate what you thinking sometimes, I think I had to work on that. I think I could do it with my brothers because we knew each other. We knew what each other was saying, but doing it like at work, doing it with my wife, with other people outside of your circle, you know what I'm saying? Being able to do that. Make a difference. That's why it's important to read, young brothers. You got to read, man. It will open your mind up to different little things that you didn't, like I was thinking about this, but I just didn't know how to say it or put it into analogies, you know what I'm saying? Understanding others. You don't understand somebody sometimes until you hear them talk, you know what I'm saying? You got to hear people, you know what I'm saying? It's part of communication is listening. That's the other side of it, you know, hearing somebody talk. And one thing I think I'll say to people is that somebody can listen to you. They don't have to judge you because really if somebody judging, that means they have an opinion. But consequences come without an opinion involved at all. If you make a choice, and a consequence will come whether somebody has an opinion or not. I think some kids don't learn it because they still kids. They're not adults yet. When you're an adult, you realize that like when you go down a toll road, it's gonna be a piper at the end. You're gonna have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Any choice you make, good or bad. And I think that's what we're trying to tell you, man. It's different roads to take, and it's gonna be something at the end of each one of those roads. But are you honest enough to admit that, you know what I'm saying, I took a risk either way, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's kind of hard for people to want to say, but I had to get to that point myself where I said I took that risk, you know what I'm saying? And I got to take what come with it. But let us know in the comments, is communication the number one life skill to learn? In any culture, any race, any person, man or woman, you know what I'm saying? Even animals got to communicate with each other. They got weird sound. Dogs, zebras, lions, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But being effective, you got to be able to have an effective communication, man.
I know, but see, that's the thing. Effective communication is depending on where you at. It could be different things, right? Effective communication. Some people in some places it's more effective. The nonverbal is more effective than the actual verbal communication, right?
Just
like the dude who put in their work. His communication nonverbal could be more effective because when you see him, you be like, yeah, he be putting in their work. I ain't fooling with dude. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure he already said it. Hey, man. Hey, he
said it through his action. You know what I'm saying? He said it through his action. You know what I'm saying? We got 5 bodies, man. You know what I'm saying?
He said it the first time, like, hey. Then it went from.
And then if you wonder why most dudes, even if you wonder why most dudes get girls, a lot of times they be effective communicators. You know what I'm saying? Be out there selling dreams, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be pretty good at communication because you got to make them believe in something that ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I should have got this song. Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. That's funny. All right, guys. Critical thinking. Number 2, critical thinking. Learning to analyze information, evaluate evidence from reasoned judgment is vital for making sound decisions and solving problems. Do you agree with that? Number 2, top life skill, critical thinking.
It's one of the top ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do that. I mean, to me, that's what separates people sometimes is the critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to critically think, like, is this smart to do? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with people, you got to critically think with who you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The key word, reason judgment, right? Reason judgment. Not irrational, not unrealistic, reason judgment. And sometimes it's hard for people to do reason judgment because what if it's your family? Like, no, I'm not going over there with my uncle because dude could put me in a situation where I might have to defend myself or kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going over there with him. No. No, I'm not going over to my cousin on my dad's side. That dude a kingpin. He probably, man, I might get killed by somebody. No, you gotta have that kind of judgment skills, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes solving problems, sometimes being quiet. Solve the problem, just being quiet. Like leave it alone. Sometimes you gotta put the pause on somebody, you know what I'm saying? But you have to make that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why I always thought like everybody could really think like that, but I guess
I know,
once
right?
you get old, you're like, damn.
Yeah. You read the news feed. You read the news feed or something. Or look at was it LRHN?
Yeah. Like, damn.
It's like, man, oh man. I'm trying to think some of the crazy stuff I just saw that HN, man. Little Rock Hood, dude. It's been crazy, some crazy stuff. Some girl got hit by a car. The latest one, some girl got hit by a car. Someone was fighting, got hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. One thing that I heard somebody say, shout out to Lead Attorney, this dude I be watching on YouTube. He said something that was made so much sense. Only a lawyer probably could say this, and I get it. He was saying when you're dealing with cops on the street level, on the asphalt, and then there's the courtroom. And he was like, you will never win arguing with a cop on the asphalt. You have to get your ticket and take it to court. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, they're not lawyers, they're not attorneys, they don't really know the law like that. So trying to tell them what the law is and what is not, you're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? And he said it's better to just, you know what I'm saying, diffuse the situation as quick as you can, take the ticket, and then go argue it in court. Because it was a guy, that guy that you seen, that you probably seen it, they bust his window out and hit him in the jaw, something like that.
Yeah.
In Florida, I think it was in Florida, I think.
Yeah.
But what he was saying was, when the officer walked up to his car and said you didn't have your headlight on because of inclement weather or something like that, he actually looked at the law in Florida, and it says that you have to have your headlights on during the rain. Not after, not before, during the rain. But when he pulled him over, it wasn't raining on his dash cam. It wasn't raining anymore. But he said even in that, if you would have told him that, it wouldn't have solved anything because you're on the asphalt. It's not in the courtroom. That's for a lawyer to argue with the judge and get it thrown out. But you escalate the situation because, like I said, the cop was definitely wrong. He said the cop was definitely wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, you got to realize, man, you got to diffuse the situation, get that ticket, and just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he had his seatbelt on when the cop pulled him over. I don't know if he took it off. I don't know, but he didn't have his seatbelt on either. But he was saying on the asphalt, when you out there in the streets, man, diffuse that situation, be compliant, or hey, man, I'm good. You got me, man. You know what I'm saying? And argue that in court, man. You know what I'm saying? But
like say,
a lot of times when you get emotional, huh?
I always thought people was taught that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, just comply.
Not everybody.
Yeah, I just thought
man, some parenting, man. If you live in some areas, if you don't make enough money, some kids don't even see their kids. I was watching a dude. What was that dude that played Big Red?
Big
on
Red.
5 Heart Beach.
Big Red is his
Yeah, Big
name.
Red. Yeah, his name Hawthorne or something like that. But he was on the Willie D Live show.
Mhm.
He said that he only saw his mom when he got home from school, but he had to get home at a certain time or he would miss her because she'd be going to work. You know what I'm saying? He said he literally had to run home when he got out of school and he would catch her while she was doing her hair and then she'll be walking out the door going to work. It's a lot of situations like that, you know what I'm saying, in some of these areas that these kids don't get a chance to see their parents because they trying to survive and make ends meet, you know what I'm saying? So you don't get to have those conversations, maybe here and there, but not enough to reinforce in your head, dude, don't argue with no cops, you know what I'm saying, right now. This ain't the time for that. But, you know, I digress, though.
But some people was raised different.
Yeah, 100%. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Some people were raised different. So, number 3, time management. Oh, man, this is very important. I definitely agree with this one. It says developing skills to organize tasks, prioritize activities, and manage time effectively. Help kids stay on track, meet deadlines, and reduce stress. When you're an adult, time management is one of the most important things. It seems like time can be your enemy or it can be your friend, depending on how you manage it. How much time you devote into paying bills, how much time you devote into your development. Like, what's the next level that you got to do? Whether it's, like I say, whether it's an apprenticeship, whether it's education, whether it's some kind of certification, any kind of development, you got to devote that time into it. You cannot depend on another person, especially as a man. You cannot depend on another person to do something for you that you won't do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. Staying on track. I know that people struggle with ADD. I think I struggle with it, but like I said, my mom taught me with the with that strap, and it made me a dual person. You know what I'm saying? I could get off track, or I could be on track. Sometimes I do better off track than I do on track. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody can do that. But learning how to stay on track when it's time, though, that's very important. Meeting deadlines is very important if you want to, especially be an entrepreneur. You definitely got to meet deadlines. Paperwork, turning in paperwork when it's needed, when you got to, taxes and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's deadlines for that kind of stuff, and you got to get it done. If you don't get it done, it could be repercussions for that. You know, you don't turn your taxes in on time, the IRS will come knocking. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna play with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Manage time effectively. Go ahead, bro. What you about to say?
like it's what I was taught. It's like you got 24 hours in a day. You got 8 hours for work, 8 hours for family and God. And then you got 8 hours sleep. That's a simple day. But how you balance it out is up to you. It's just that simple, really. But some people
And I tell you this.
take their
Go
work
ahead.
with they take their work with them to cut in on family time and all that other stuff. But
I think it depends on the understanding of each individual. I used to think that too, but when you be around people, like you ever been around somebody that's making to make that kind of money in a 9 to 5 situation, is a give and take. If you want that flexibility as far as having, the resources of money, there's a give and take. And depending on your level of understanding, communication, right? Communication, effective communication. It's kind of like if you can have flexibility to pay your bills, have money left over, and go like on a vacation or something, and when you come back home, you still got money in the bank that you didn't even have to touch. Really, it's just there, and all you gotta do is bring work home. Is that a trade off? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give people a perspective of how to think, how to look at it. Is that a trade off that you would trade off? Because you can work 9 to 5 and make just enough to get by, but your budget, like they do with the video you sent me, right? I should need to find that. Your budget of what you can afford, a lot that's what determines what you can do as an adult. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's Like if you ain't making enough money, it's just some places you just not gonna go. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Unless you got help or something like that. But if you were, on your own, handling that business, boy, that budget is that budget. You can't go past it, boy. It's gonna hurt if we
Mhm.
go past it. You know what I'm saying?
I was just
But I'm
giving
just saying this is
a
another way to look
simple,
at it.
a little simple thing. One or the other's gonna take a hit. It might be time
Oh,
with your
100%.
family. It might be time with you know, getting sleep.
Yeah.
Some people can only operate off 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the 20s, you can you be up all night and bounce back like it ain't nothing.
That's why it's important to get it done while you in your 20s. Get all
Mhm.
that done, the development done, because you got so much energy, so much recovery that as when you young, when you get older, boy, man,
Man.
go to bed late if you want to, boy, that carry all the way over into the next day. Like, man, I should have went to bed at 1 o'clock, but I'm paying for it right now.
By noon, boy,
Yeah.
you looking stupid. Like, oh,
Cause I mean, as an entrepreneur, man, do you work 8 hours or no?
I work
What
12.
would you tell the young kid? They think they entrepreneur, they just gonna work 8 hours.
Oh man, you gonna work. It's more. It's
More than eight
more.
hours.
It's more work. Doing that than it is
Yeah.
working a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you
Yeah.
control your finances. You ain't gotta
Mm-hmm.
say, "Hey man, I only make you know uh $12 to $20 an hour." Sure, if
Mm-hmm.
I can knock out a yard in in an hour, I consider that like 50 or 60. No, it'd be $60 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the
That's
thing
how.
is, with time management too, is what I learned is when I was doing the entrepreneur stuff before I started going to school is you got to take care of your body so
Mhm.
well so you can be able to do that because you can't push it off when you doing yards because it'll stack up on you and you don't want to get sick. You trying to figure out how can I keep myself from getting sick? Do I need to eat better, take vitamins or whatever so I can do 1 yard a day? Because if it starts stacking up, boy, I had that one time. You got to do like 3 yards in one day, man. It's boy. You be like, man, 4 yards in one day, especially if you don't got the equipment. You just got the regular, lawnmower, weed eater, you know what I'm saying? You don't got the magical stuff like these dudes have on YouTube. They got these, Ferris lawnmowers, they got all the best of the best stuff.
That's
But
how
yeah,
I
man, you
always.
got,
That's why. Excuse me.
nah,
That's
go
how I
ahead.
always like when I do a yard. The
Yeah.
first time I do it, I do it to the T, so I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
spend. I don't have to spend an hour and a half on the yard. I can spend 45 minutes in it. It's gonna look like it did the first time.
Right.
But that's just me.
I'm just saying, like, telling kids, like, if, let's say if a person wants to do, like, cut yards, but they're not, you never met somebody that they just kind of like a sickly person. It's not a bad thing. You just have to know that about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not healthy enough to do certain things, but you want to
Yeah.
do it. But it's like somebody try to say, I don't think you healthy enough to do yards because it's physically demanding to do yards. You know what I'm saying? To cut yards. Now, if you want to do the subdivision stuff where you cutting yards that they just got turf and they don't grow that high, okay. But when you in the trenches cutting grass, that's a whole nother level of cutting grass. You know what I'm saying?
Maintenance, but you got to
That's
add
the
all this.
grass that people only cut once a month. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got to be healthy enough, and your equipment got to be able to handle that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But you got to.
It's going
That's why I always tell people you got to find something that you love doing and where it don't feel
yeah,
like a job. It don't feel like a
100%.
job, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Or else you just be like, man, you bad.
I know, right?
Man.
Next one is number 4. Decision making. Oh my God, this is. I would almost say this could be like number 1 and number 2, but
Hold on, Mike.
teaching children how to weigh options, consider consequences, and make choices based on their values and goals empowers them to take control of their lives. Do you agree with that?
Hold on, Mike. I had to step away real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I think decision making is very important. I think people try to glaze over this when you start talking about being accountable. Um, if if a person is in a situation and you reverse engineer how they got there, you start to see the decision making process of how they got there. Um, Whether the person wanted to admit it or not, I even had to go through this process myself. Decision making is very important. It can make or break your development. Sometimes a decision you make, it may put you into a depression because it was a bad decision. Some decisions you make, it may take you years to recover from because of the consequences. Decision making is very important.
Yeah.
I used to think everybody thought like that, but everybody don't think like that. Some people just, it don't matter to them. But I'm telling you, as an adult, decision making is very important. The more you can plan, the more you can strategize, make a strategy. I think it will help you make better decisions. And if you understand accountability as an adult, every decision you make, be accountable for what happens. A lot of times people try to skate it though. They try to say, well, because it's a woman, she can't be held accountable for that. I think everybody as an adult, you got to be accountable. It may not be good, but you don't know. How would you learn if you don't hold yourself accountable? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like with Go ahead, bro. What you about to say?
Now, because like decisions I made at an early age, I didn't. It took me some years to bounce back from.
Yeah.
All of the decisions.
Yeah. And then sometimes you do stuff so fast, you don't slow down to think about the decisions that just make just like that. It's like a snap of a finger. You made that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like when people say they fell in love, if you believe in decision making, you don't think you just fall in love. You just meet somebody and you just make that decision. There's a process. If you can slow down enough to think about the process, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
When what's her name met Diddy, did she make a decision to talk to him?
Yeah. She did.
Do you think she weighed the options?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it right there. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it right there.
But also
but,
in this, because I'm gonna have to say it.
Yeah.
But Diddy was way too old to be messing with that little young girl, man.
And I agree. Two things. It's like a flip side of the coin.
Yeah.
He made a decision. She made a decision. Right. I don't know who approached who. I don't know how that happened. But we know growing up in the hood, it's women that game their way up to doing stuff like that, right? They make that decision. I am going to get to this lifestyle no matter what. I hope she wasn't thinking that way, but I'm telling you how things go, how people think. Think about Shannon Sharp. Think about Shannon Sharp, right? Think about Shannon Sharp, right? He just settled the case, right?
Yeah, because he didn't want that blemish. He didn't want that blemish on him. Yeah.
But the girl went from saying that he raped me to we had a tumultuous and consensual relationship.
Yeah,
how do you go from that to that?
She a sex worker.
But in my opinion, I think she made the decision when she first was talking to him. She weighed the option. I'm going to take this dude to the cleaners when it's time. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I think she considered it. Like, I don't got nothing to lose. She don't got nothing to lose. She got everything to gain, pretty much. And she gained it, whatever she felt good about. I think they said she retired from OnlyFans.
I know she did.
Retired from OnlyFans.
Probably got about 20 M's out of it.
Man,
I think she did get
crazy.
20.
That's what they say, though. Lead attorney, shout out to lead attorney, man. He said that she probably got like 30-something and gave the lawyer 30 because off the percentages and stuff. Yeah. He probably got like 13 million off of it, and she got the 20.
Yeah.
So she probably got like 38 million or something like that. He was saying.
But
bad decision making, man.
That little sex worker got all the money, man. Goodness.
Man.
Oh.
He said he didn't pay her because he was guilty. He paid her because she didn't want to get all the secrets to get out, the stuff she didn't tell you. She was waiting for the courtroom to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That would have caused a PR nightmare because people don't realize you can go to case and be found innocent and still got to deal with the smear. It said she made a decision to stay as well. See,
because I think he got that.
I think he talking about Cassie. I think he talking about Cassie. She made a decision to stay as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Damn.
Lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, man, that girl was number what?
I mean, a lot of dudes know this, man. Like, it's an unpopular thing to talk about, but if you got money, man, a lot of times, not every woman, but there are a set of women, a set, S-E-T. There are a set of women that will tolerate a lot of things because of the money. Then when you get, they'll like put it in the folder, kind of like a computer, put it on their hard drive, and then when stuff start getting rough and getting crazy, they use that as leverage. You know what I'm saying? And it's been happening since the beginning of time. Blackmail, whatever they call it, blackmail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get back, I don't know, but it happens. And when you meet people, you got to think about that. Is this person going to do X, Y, Z? Just like with Puffy. Did what he do was illegal?
Hell no.
Because a lot of people with money, I was telling my wife this, a lot of people with money, and people don't like to talk about this, but a lot of people with money, they like to see how far they can push people to the edge to do things they say they would never do, or things they never thought of because they haven't been exposed to it yet, or because they want the lifestyle, like the cheese in the rat kind of deal. Let's see how far I can make this mouse go with this little bit of cheese. You know what I'm saying? That happens too.
Yeah.
And rich people get a kick out of that. So what? I know you're not gay, but guess what? I'm gonna give you $100,000 to kiss your best friend. Let's see how mentally tough y'all are. You know what I'm saying? To turn down $100,000 sitting in a brown paper sack right there, tax free, cash. Let's see what y'all gonna do. How many girls gonna say, "Nah, we don't want the money"? You know what I'm saying? They'll look at each other and say, "It's only us three in here. We get 100,000, we split it 50,000, cash." Decision making. How many people gonna make that decision? You know what I'm saying? And some people don't even do it for money. Some people do it. They be in a fraternity. I don't know, sorority. You know, go live for the frat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look at this dude.
Yeah. I ain't even gonna say. I was about to say. I'll mess with y'all live.
Wanna go come knocking at your door?
Uh,
Wanna go come knocking at your door?
boy,
They gonna be shimmying.
I know. You talk about some of the old school friends that cut your tongue out. That cut your tongue out.
Gonna be shimmying down there.
Boy.
Shimmying.
The last one, number 5, I think this is very important. Self-reliance, encouraging independence in areas like personal hygiene, basic cooking, cleaning, and managing money fosters a sense of responsibility and confidence in their ability to handle everyday tasks. Self-reliance is very important. A lot of times when you're young, you think you're self-reliant until you become an adult, and you don't realize everything costs. When your mom say you're not under my insurance no more, oh, no problem. Then you be like, wait a minute, that's another $100, $200 a month, man. Good God. You got to get your own house now, pay the rent. You got to go get the mortgage, closing costs and all that stuff, and deal with the banks. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning the bathrooms. It's easy when it's just you and your wife, but then when you have kids. When they when they young, they don't even understand the concept yet, but they messing everything up. Washing dishes. It's easy when it's just 2 people, but when you have a family of 5, a family of 8, you know what I'm saying? Washing dishes from a family of 8. Huh? She said what? Oh man. Being able just to make good decisions, like managing money, like can you go a whole year without asking your parents for money? Without borrowing money?
Heck yeah.
I used to think a lot of people could do that, Pill, but I don't know. Bro.
I can.
Be surprised.
I
can. I definitely do it. Yeah, I definitely do it.
Why they give me nuts?
Yeah, I think by the time I was in my 20s, I think maybe it would probably be like maybe one random time, but once I got past my like 20 something, I was like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to ask me, "You straight?" Like, yeah, I'm straight. Don't ask me. Man, I don't borrow no money from nobody.
I hate borrowing money from people.
I do too.
Goodness.
I do too. Because I understand how people try to manipulate you with money. I don't know if we got that from jail or that's just been a culture thing where people try to manipulate you with money. They feel like because they let you borrow money, they run everything that you do now. You know what I'm saying? Or if I give you this, I'm gonna hold this over your head for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there like that too. They'll never let you live that down.
For them early 20s, boy, I remember
I
my
let them
gas.
borrow $20. I let them borrow $20. Ain't never.
Boy, my gas got cut off. Shoot, I had to warm up that water in the microwave, man. I ain't
Oh yeah,
borrowing
I've
no
been there.
money. I ain't borrowing no
Yeah,
money. But it ain't
yeah. I know
last
some
long. I was
people.
like, well, I'm not gonna keep doing this.
Boy, yeah. But the thing is, to be self-reliant, you got to make those decisions. Like, you know what? Maybe I don't need those Jordans because I got to pay my bills next month. Maybe I don't need to go stand in the Jordan line. I like the experience though, but I don't want to deal with. Man, I got to pick between Jordans on my gas bill. Man, that's crazy. But when you young, you do crazy stuff like that. You're like, I figure out how to pay the gas bill. Then when they come around, you're like, dang, I shouldn't have. And you looking at the shoes. You actually might be putting them on. Like, man, I shouldn't even bought these shoes. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely
And
wasn't.
then, go ahead.
It definitely wasn't buying shoes like that. Boy,
Personal hygiene, man. Before we get to I was turning the rental car back in. I seen the dude that had them AI tools on, the one like you had, the low top black ones with the gold air bubbles at the bottom. When he was doing the crossover, the crossover tool and all that on the commercial. I seen the dude had some of those on at the airport. Them was clean. Like, man, I ain't seen them in a minute, man. He like, yeah, man, appreciate it, man. Personal hygiene, though. I think I struggled with this when I was younger, man. I wasn't at home enough, man. I was moving around too much, but had to get a hold of that, man. I know a lot of dudes like that. They moving around. They not really at home like that, but they out in the trenches, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta think, man. Some dudes be in the trenches, man, probably for 10
boys,
hours on end. You know what I'm saying?
number whole
Might only
bag.
sleep for an hour, huh?
Number whole
And
bag.
you got to think, some of them, they live in a house where the water may not be running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why my
To
water
take
bill
care of
was high
folks.
one time. I said, man, I think my neighbor's stealing my water.
I had a homeboy when I worked at Red Cross. I had a homeboy that stayed. He stayed in Southwest, but he said that his neighbors was stealing his electricity. They had a extension cord running through the grass, plugged into the outlet that was on the side of his house. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really catch on to it. I think he said he was cutting the grass or weeding, and he seen it, and he traced it out, and the extension cord was going over into their house, and they was just stealing his electricity, man. You know what I'm saying? The audacity to somebody to do that, though, that's the crazy part, right? That people don't talk about in the community. They won't even ask you. They'll just do it. They just plug it in. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's what I said. I
You know what
had a
I'm saying?
neighbor in Southwest. I said, I'm stealing my water.
And
I said,
then when you
oh,
do it, then when you say something about it, you being mean. You the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
I'm stealing water. Let me
Yeah,
put a lock on this thing.
man. Then get mad because you put a lock on that, they gonna break it. You know what I'm saying? Bust your pipes.
Yeah.
Then when you put that thing on them, they get mad. And now they playing victim. Man, put that thing on me, man. Yeah, that's for real, man. So, last slide. What are some of the solutions for the community, man? If you had to, they ask you for some of the solutions, what do you think some of the solutions would be, man?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, you good, you good.
Oh.
Man, I think some of the solutions, though, man, we really got to get our kids to get over that hump of like literacy, like being able to providing them with that kind of stuff. Like when I get done with this education, that's one thing I want to do with the IT side, with the tech side, man. Really, give them some kind of outlet where teach them how to build computers and stuff. Like to do this content stuff, man. You can't just do this with no run of the mill computer, man. It won't work. It'll freeze up. You're gonna mess around.
What?
Believe me, I've tried. It won't work. You think when you hear somebody talk about RAM, you think it's cheap. It's not cheap.
Boy, that stuff
You know
is
what I'm
not
saying?
cheap.
But you gotta have it though if you want to run it, if you want to do it, and not worry about your machine not working, man. You know what I'm saying? So I
Man,
think literacy, I think life skills, right? What we talk about on here on podcasts, like life skills, man, like understanding how to think, critically think, self reliant, you know what I'm saying? Learning about yourself on a spiritual level, you know what I'm saying? You're not fighting against just flesh and blood. It's principalities and spirits you're fighting against. You got to understand that too.
and that's my
Ideologies and stuff.
yeah.
Hmm?
That be the biggest thing that people deal with. That's that battle with that. The spirituality stuff, man. Just a big battle.
Yeah.
Big battle.
But you can win with Jesus, man. You can win,
Yeah.
though. That's the thing. You can win. It's just how much you believe, right? How much do you believe? Some people it's 10%, some people it's 20%, some people 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It just depends.
Yeah. Don't be trying to pass collection plate either,
No, I don't.
man.
But
I'm just
I'm
messing
trying to
with you,
pass
man.
I'm trying to pass the belief plate. I'm trying to tell the belief plate
No.
how good Jesus is, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to find out for myself, man.
Yeah, they
The
whisper
more
like
you the more you believe, the more you faith, the more you trust, the better things start to become. It don't even seem real. It's like, man, don't even seem real. People might be sitting there like, man, boy, if it weren't for God, we wouldn't be able to do X, Y, Z, boy.
Mhm.
Man.
Oh yeah. That's a big fact.
But what do you think some of the solutions for the community, man? Then we gonna go ahead and get up at this thing.
Man, accountability, man. Hold yourself accountable.
Ooh. That's a buzzword though. A lot of people think you being judgmental when you say
Yeah.
accountability though. You know what
That's
I'm saying? But yeah, I'm with you though on that. Accountability. Yeah, I'm with
realize like same stuff. Even though we go through stuff on a larger scale,
you.
like
Yeah.
everybody going through something, man. You ain't the
Boy,
only one.
everybody. Everybody,
Uh,
man. You learn
yeah.
that as an adult. Everybody going through something. Like time management, right? Some people be like, man, why nobody don't ever come and see me? Because everybody's working. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, we're not
Everybody.
we're not 16, 17 no more.
Yeah, when you got a family and kids, when you get off, you do your 8 hours of work. You come home. By the time you spend time with your family, even if you don't cook, you just go out to eat. You get home at 5 or 6. You go out with your family. That's 2 hours. That's 8 o'clock.
2.5, because you're gonna sit there for a
Yeah,
minute.
exactly. Then when you get back home, now you at home by 9. It's bedtime.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or you trying to unwind a little bit?
Yeah. Got on wine.
So,
Then you might try to get you some.
man, if you lucky, depending on how many kids you got. Cause
You
your
know what I'm
kids,
saying?
you got little kids though. That's out the question.
Yeah, you
Hey,
might try to get you some. Hey,
man,
can't do nothing tonight. Maybe I try to bar.
man,
It's sometime. Kids up. I can't do nothing.
boy, for real.
Mm. But yeah, it's just part
I
of it.
think I just think, man, just learning how to. I don't know if it's gonna ever happen, but just being on the same page is hard because everybody got different ideologies, different neighborhood ideals and different communities. Even though black community, but there's so many communities within the black community. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be just on one page. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's always little those little divisions. They mess stuff up sometimes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
Like you're trying to tell kids to read, it's like it's a bad thing to tell kids to read. You know what I'm saying?
I like what I tell my kid. Say, man, you gotta read
Yeah, you
because
do. I agree.
you and kids be like, I don't want to. I don't be wanting to read. But I'm
Don't
telling
matter.
you, like if
Yeah.
you when you get into this, you might get into some mess, and they sit you down for a while. Guess what everybody do when they get set down? Man, I was in there just reading books, studying up on law and all this. Like you ain't gotta be locked up to sit down and read.
Yeah,
You know?
and a lot of the jobs that pay the money, you got to read though. You got to read emails. You got to
Man,
read through stuff. Read documents. Read,
heavy on the
read and
email.
writing. Reading and writing, man, is one of the most essential skills you can do
Mhm. And
as a kid.
comprehend.
And yeah, comprehend 100%. Yep.
Good.
But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what are some of the solutions for the community that you will offer up. It's easy to focus on the problem, but nobody really talks about the solutions. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, if I had the money, and maybe y'all want to donate, let me know in the comments. Help CTM out. I can set that up, but build a building in Southwest that kids can come to and learn about life, learn about tech, learn about the opportunities that they have. Because a lot of times, some kids think they just don't have an opportunity because they don't have scholarships. They don't. They're not academically sound as the top of the class or whatever. But there are options out there for you. Everybody don't have to be the valedictorian. Everybody don't have to go to college. But there's something for everybody to do,
Mhm.
whether you believe it or not. But I'm telling you, it is.
Yeah.
It's just, are you willing to explore those opportunities? Are you willing to be committed to it? Are you willing to endure what it takes? Because success is boring, actually. A lot of people don't realize that success is actually boring because there's a lot of discipline involved. It's a lot of decision making. A lot of the stuff that's not on social media. You only see the end result on social media.
Yeah.
People be showing you and stuff in 4K and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
sometimes success, man, is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like that, but I'm telling you, that's what it is, though.
When the first 9 weeks, I mean, not the first 9 weeks. When I know it's still early. Need to check on the first report cards come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Slick want to do a little giveaway uh, for kids that that making good grades. Kids that was probably troublesome.
Yeah.
The year before or something like that, and then they progress. And I'm Slick want to do a little giveaway, man.
Yeah, man, I got to holler at, we'll talk about that offline because I just got done with my last class. I got a couple of weeks for fall classes start.
Hmm.
I'll probably come up there and talk to the kids or what's the name, man. Again, that's
Hmm.
pretty cool talking to them up there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. See what they
yeah.
got going on. But yeah, guys, we about to get off this thing, though.
Mhm.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for supporting us. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Anything you want to say before we get up out this thing, bro?
Yeah, man. Hey, get your chickens, man. Keep God first. Keep God first. Get your chicken. It's gonna be a little school getting ready to start. Kids gonna need them backpacks and all that.
Boy.
Uh, and
And my kids go to school this weekend and they in East End, so.
mhm. Oh.
But yeah, guys, we getting out this thing.
That boy is good. Good and terrible.